Okay, hello and welcome back to Enderal. Last time we finally got there, we finally got an Enderal. We experienced a lot of things, and at the end, some kind of explosion kind of thingy. After we talked with Finn, which gave us a lot more of that arcane fever. We've went from 16 to 31%, so let's talk to him and let's see if we can find something about that. Finn.
By the righteous path. What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Well, yeah, so they had kind of a fever. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Okay. Sit on a sip of the fire.
Potions for complete strangers.
Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you. Gruntroods, gruntroods. Ah, here we go.
It really feels like we're going to die.
Let's see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises,
Shit.
but...
Finn! The still!
Explore. Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh no! Oh, sod it!
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, alright. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah. And you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Uncork bottle and drink potion.
See? You already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
Thanks. Why did a blazing just happen there?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality. And too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
But the explosion, the voices, they weren't yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalleries. Died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that? I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh shit! Ah!
What the? Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
Wait.
Carbos, do something, damn it! Do...
We saw into the future. Completed, a new beginning.
Now look at that. Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
What? Where am I? Who are you?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are at my very own campsite. Before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into the thicket. Most of your injuries are only superficial, but your fever, well, that's a different story.
Wait, how do you know about the apothecary? Were you there when they were attacked?
I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help, for 2 reasons. 1, I was outnumbered. 2, I'm quite fond of my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer, but I don't. Sorry.
Wait, what do you know about my fever?
Quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from Arcanist's fever. Honestly, I'm surprised the old apothecarius didn't see that. Let me guess, you're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? You're unusually strong, you have reflexes like a cat, and drinking potions or any kind of magically infused substance leaves a bitter afterglow in your head.
Well, I'll stay with him then.
Well then, congratulations. Your magical talent just blossomed. A bit late, given your age, but it happens. Put simply, the fever is a result of your body not being able to cope with it. It's not much of a problem for now, but if you don't let an Arcanist treat you sometime soon, things are going to get grim.
So an Arcanist will be able to cure this fever?
Contain it, not cure it. From here on out, you're always going to be a little more sensitive than someone without magical gifts. But that's tolerable compared to what your magic will allow you to do.
What do you mean by a little sensitive?
Prone to certain conditions. As I said, your fever will get worse if you drink healing potions. But you'll also be a lot more susceptible to nightmares and those kinds of things. Also, you should be very cautious of areas with magical contamination, such as Thalgard in the east.
Alright. If I contain the fever, will let it get worse? What are the consequences?
At first, diffuse headaches, general unease. Later on, your eyesight will blur, your limbs will grow weak, and you'll get a maddening itch all over your body. If you leave it untreated for too long, you'll either die or turn into an Orbaya.
Wait, it can kill me? What's an Orbaya?
Yes, it can kill you. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say. And an Orbaya is basically a giant undead version of yourself with tumors and pus all over your body. Just never let the fever get too bad.
Are there any other remedies?
Well, there's ambrosia, but for an uncontained fever, it'll only postpone the symptoms. Later, you can drink it whenever the fever gets worse. The stuff looks and tastes like undead sweat, and is bloody expensive, but it's the only thing that really helps.
Huh? What about these visions? Are they also caused by the fever?
You have visions?
For the lack of a better word, yes. Ever since I've had this fever, I've got these strange premonitions of things which are about to happen. Are they also a symptom?
Not that I know of. The only visions I've ever had are those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? As I said, someone needs to contain your fever as soon as possible. And as it happens, I know people. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. What did you do in that temple? And what's the story with those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that intrigues me. What do you say?
Treatment for information, right?
Well then, the stage is yours.
What stage? How? No? Oh, okay, we don't have to actually tell it.
I see. My condolences for your loss. So, let me summarize. You somehow survived getting thrown into the open sea, and while you were half dead, had this dream in which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light?
Yes, but it wasn't just a dream. It was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was the same as the one in the valley.
Huh. And you also said that your magic didn't develop gradually, as it usually does, but all at once, right?
Right after I washed up on the shore, yes, together with those visions.
Well, that's quite the story. I guess you know how absurd it sounds, but for some reason, I believe you. I've met a lot of liars in my life, and you aren't one of them. All right, it's settled then. I'll introduce you to my employer and ask him to treat you. Before we leave, however, there's something else I need to take care of, and I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can make for Ark.
What's Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned. Never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by Malphus, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. You're going to see it soon.
Alright, to help you. The faster I get rid of the fever, the better. Really.
Splendid. You'll need some information before you can help me, though. I take it the fact that Vin has seen better times hasn't eluded your attention, has it? For the last 2 years, there have been wars and unrest everywhere. And even though in Enderal there is officially peace, there are peculiar things happening here, too. Normally docile animals and Vatirs attacking wanderers in the open. The dead awakening in hordes. It's unsettling, to say the least. The strangest thing, however, is the Red Madness.
The Red Madness?
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their mind. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a smith in Ark who butchered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like "Fear the light" while he was doing it. Or a young woman of noble path who set her own house on fire while her family was asleep. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen incidents in a very short period of time. The fact that the afflicted's eyes glow red while they go rampant has made people call the disease the Red Madness. Thing is, some weeks ago it happened again, only this time it was a magister from the Holy Order itself.
Magister?
A teacher who instructs the novices aspiring to become keepers. His name was Yarrow, a man with more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
Well, according to the sole survivor, he entered the teaching room that day as usual, but instead of giving his lecture on alchemy, he gave a strange kind of speech where he kept going on about how mankind is corrupted and that it has succumbed to the void. Then his eyes started glowing, he locked the door and blew himself up in a magical explosion.
That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
So what's your role in all this? You said you work for the Order, but I take it you're no monk?
I'm not one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. My specialty is recovering lost things. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do just that. They want to know how a man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And thus, if there's something like a pattern to this malady.
You have those motives, but how can I help you with this? Like, I don't know anything about the Magister.
Doesn't matter. Yarrow grew up in a small village not far from here, and according to the Order, he visited it quite often after his partner died. What I want your help with is finding clues as to why he did what he did. What do you think?
Well, sounds like a plan, I guess.
Great. First of all, I want you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred, a childhood friend of Yarrow's. Ask him what he makes of the incident, and whether he has any explanation for it. Secondly, a farm boy told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the sea during his last visit there. The winds have been blowing inland the last couple of days, so go search the shoreline and see if it washed up. I myself will take a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Ah, and here. This is a map of the region. Yarrow's house is at the blue dot. So, unless there's anything else, I'd say let's step to it. Just meet me at the farm when you're done.
If the quest objective is marked by one or more stars, they indicate the difficulty of said quest. And at the same time, the level you should have for the quest. So the amount of stars... Okay, sure.
Huh?
Well, I guess it's this way for now then. Wait, no, this is where the other guys died. Down there is... Wolf meat, good. Whoa, okay. Border to protected lands. Behind this mountain pass there will be no protection against pathless ones. Travelers beware of rockfall and assault. It seems like we need to actually go this path. Here is the goat. I kinda want to murder this goat. Oh, come on. You for real? I need food. Map. Ooh, shit. Okay, we might need to oh, only use out of combat. I don't want to be out of combat like as soon as possible. Sack here. Ooh, coins. Also blood. I'm out of combat. Sure. Where do we need to go? Okay, just run past. I'm not going to fight with a cave troll just yet. Oh god. there's also the cave troll. One. I think the troll actually reject. The troll definitely regenerates. Whoa, okay. Oh, we at least found something. Old farm discovered. Wild mage.
Finally.
Oh fuck. Bye. Eep. Goes on to his investigation. Finds everything that wants to kill him. Oh fuck.
Now look at that. A lonesome traveler.
Eep.
Some folks just never learn.
Let's run. I don't know where the other one is, but Wheelie's got some loot. So we now also have like a shield, we have some better boots. Get you.
Who are you?
Just a traveler. You're Alfred, right? The childhood friend of a man named Yarrow?
Yarrow. This is about his death, isn't it? The rampage.
You've heard about it?
Of course, who hasn't? Yarrow was one of us, after all. It is terrible. Simply terrible. You want to hear an old man's opinion, though? I always expected that something like this would happen. Malthus, forgive me for talking about a keeper like that, but it's the truth.
You saw it coming? How?
Hard to explain, really. Come on, let's find somewhere to sit. It'll be easier to talk that way.
Sure. Well, there's a bench here, so...
Well, Yarrow. That's quite a subject, you know. You were right when you said we were best friends. Our fathers knew each other. For as long as I can remember, Yarrow and I were getting into trouble together. At least, until his mother died.
Not of old age, I assume?
No. Bandits killed her in broad daylight on Penny Road. Today these incidents are common, but not back then. The road was considered safe. Very safe. She was on her way to Ark, accompanied by 3 other women, and they were set upon at the pass. None of them survived. Yarrow was shattered. I think the worst part was how his father went downhill after his wife's death. The fishery decayed, and the poor guy filled his days with boozing and sleeping. It changed Yarrow forever.
How exactly?
Well, that's a good question. On the one hand, he became a man, despite his tender age. On the other hand, something inside him woke up, so to speak. A desire to make more of his life. Old Mother Jenica noticed it and took him under her wing. He learned how to read and write, and soon he knew all the holy verses by heart. When he didn't have to help his drunken father, he helped in the village as much as he could.
He transformed his grief into productivity. Sounds like a rather... well... actually sounds like a really positive development.
Indeed, that's one way to look at it. It wasn't long before he was the jewel of the village, the striving young fisherman destined for great things, even though he was only on the path of a manufacturer. And then the inevitable happened. A keeper of the order came to Riverville to see the prodigy with his own eyes. And behold, in addition to Yarrow's ingenuity, he also had a slumbering magical talent. The keeper took him away, and a few months later, he started his novitiate. Since then, I've only seen him once or twice, as he rarely visited Riverville. I don't think he ever noticed how much that hurt me.
So, what do you mean by, I always suspected that something like this would happen?
Oh, it's hard to explain. I believe it was the way he was talking about his grand plans. How he wanted to make the world a better place, to become the greatest keeper since Lorem Waterblade. Underneath all this there was an anger. An anger mixed with deep grief and disappointment. I don't think he was aware of it because he drew all his strength from that anger. The strength to do all this, to learn and to work day and night, but it frightened me, like the Blue Death. It slumbers inside the pathless mage who believes he can master magic without the Order's help. At first, it grants power, but then, one day, it bursts out in an unholy wave of destruction, turning him into one of the monsters in the old songs. Anyway, I'm just an old man. What do I know about these matters? Now let me go to sleep. All these memories are making me weary.
Alright, thank you for your help.
Yes, of course.
I need to find some better clothes because... this? Question mark? Wait, where next? One side, I just want to book it instantly towards like the marker, like not caring about pathing or anything, because we're going to attack otherwise. Like, we've been attacked so many times now by either highwaymen or a bear